Never felt more like singing the blues. City win, United lose. Oh, City. You got me singing the blues. Come on. United Chelsea have just finished. They've lost 1-0. That's what happens, Jose, when you rely on negative tactics to try and win football games. When you have to step up and try and score, you can't do. But anyway, enough about that shower from over the other side of Manchester. City have won 3-1 against Arsenal. I am back from the Etihad. It wasn't a perfect performance, but yet again, we faced a team that probably up their usual standards to play Manchester City, which seems to be the thing these days. And yet again, we had the answers. It seems to be getting better and better every single week. Even if it's just grinding out victories, even if it's just getting the job done, we just keep winning. That is 16 wins out of 17. As ever, this video is sponsored by the wonderful people over at OneFootball. Go download the app in the description, mainly to just look at the table now where you can see City are 8 points clear, because it's I've been staring at that for a few minutes now and it makes very, very pleasant viewing. Download the app in the description because it's a great app. These are heady days for you Manchester City fan. There's actually fireworks going off outside. I can hear them. It's putting me off a little bit, but that's just the fireworks in Manchester at the moment. City are genuinely phenomenal. I keep saying this after every video. It's a bit of a sense of deja vu, but when you're watching football like this, when you're watching teams come to the Etihad having this feeling that you're always going to win, it's just a weird feeling, something I'm not used to. I wasn't even used to that under Pellegrini and Mancini enjoying their best teams. I always thought we may be susceptible to a slip up in the Champions League or so on, but now we just have this kind of authoritarian kind of approach to games, this aura of potential champions, this kind of self-belief that we're going to win before the match is even started. It's great. Even in dodgy spells, Arsenal had their own little kind of periods during the game, and I think that was inevitable. Napoli did too, but we always find the solution, the answer, just to kick on and get the next goal or the next points when it actually matters. Now, I know Wenger has already been quite salty. He's delicious tears of salt that he sees to cry after every single defeat. Basically saying Sterling's a massive diver, and for one, it wasn't. It was a penalty. The offside goal was an offside goal. Fair enough. Remember last year they were fortuitous at Wembley when we had that perfectly good goal disallowed. What goes around comes around. The way I say is that in general, at half-time we should have been 3 or 4-0 up anyway. We battered Arsenal for large parts of that game and didn't take our chances. I think overall we were the better team and we deserved to win. Yes, they could have had some momentum if that goal hadn't gone in. Yes, they maybe could have got back into it, but they didn't. And at that point, it was fairly 2-1. And we went on to get 3 deserved points. There was some leggy performances in general. For Bruyne, he wasn't at his most influential best, even if he did score a brilliantly decisive goal. A big goal from a big game player yet again. I thought Silva looked totally at ease, given the rest he had in midweek. He deserved that rest, and he got it, and it helped. And it was a bit of a masterstroke to play Gundogan against Napoli in the end. For Sterling, it wasn't his best game, let's be honest. But I guess with someone like Sterling, you've got to realise there isn't going to be some kind of linear progression. You're not going to keep going upwards and upwards. He took a huge step in authority against Napoli, one of his best games in a blue shirt. I think it was always probably inevitable that he'd slightly dip after that. Some of his decision-making didn't go his way. But as ever with Sterling, you still get 110% in terms of energy and desire. He always gives it his all. So even then, after he absolutely totally fluffed that cross that should have been Chisane, it was really nice to hear the fans get behind him, which was good. It was like an instant, don't worry about it, mate. We still appreciate all the effort you put into this season. He will have dips, but it's just part of his progress as becoming a potentially world-class player. But there were some signs of tiredness. Now, obviously, this international break has come at a very handy time for Manchester City. Now it's 2 weeks away. De Bruyne is looking a little bit tired. Even Del pulled up towards the end. I'm hoping that's just a precaution. Maybe he'll get the England duty off and just rest for 2 weeks, which would be nice. And after an incredibly intense start to the season, think of all the big games we've had. We've had Napoli twice. We've had Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then difficult teams like West Brom and Burnley kicking us. It's been an incredibly hard start to the season, yet here we are, 8 points clear at the top of the league. Loads of teams now are trailing behind us already. We're 9 clear of Chelsea and Spurs, 12 clear of Liverpool and Arsenal. We pretty much ended Arsenal's title hopes for another year, and we're only just into November. This team is a very good team. I think this is now Guardiola's best ever start to a season as a manager, despite having teams like Bayern and Barcelona and Messi and then Robin and Ribery. These teams that were meant to be too good for the league. Now, City have had a better start than Guardiola's ever managed before. What does that say about this team? It says that he's got the players now to finally do what he wants, and it's great to see the results on the pitch. We're watching a birth of a team that has so much self-belief now to actually go and do what they want to do and achieve what they want to achieve. And it's going to be very interesting to see how we react when we have our first loss. Hopefully that's not going to be for a very long time, but I feel like now this kind of couple of games back-to-back, Napoli and Arsenal, this was a huge litmus test for this team. And I said that after the Chelsea game as well, and the Liverpool game. We keep having all these challenges and we keep breezing through them, but these games now, Is there anything that's going to phase this team anywhere? We've got the strength and depth now to rotate when we need to. I just can't see us being panicky over any other game. It feels like this typical City stuff is dying on its arse with a new breed of players who just breed success around this club. It was great to see Aguero. The reception he got before the game was fantastic. City brought a whole host of strikers, past and present, and even the future of some of the young lads onto the pitch beforehand. He got a great ovation, and rightfully so. And it was great to see him score on his first game back since breaking the record overseas. And in general, the action he got was fantastic, and he put all the effort and desire. His substitution came out about the right time. Before we were starting to show little signs of tiredness. The press wasn't happening quite as much from the front, and Aguero and Jesus obviously brought a bit of energy and a goal, as he always seems to do. And we had enough just to close the game out in the end. One word for Ederson. That man, he must be a robot or something. He's a cyborg. He feels no emotions. Even when he makes a mistake, he didn't look fussed in the slice. Dropped the ball, casually turned around and picked it up. I don't even know what's going through his head. He has ice cold blood. He's a freak of nature, but a thoroughly entertaining goalkeeper. And just one of the reasons why people like Stones or Mendy are going from strength to strength. That precision, clinicalness behind them, it just helps. I swear Ederson's a better passer than most of the players Man City had in midfield in the 90s. He's a phenomenal footballer, never mind a great goalkeeper. And it was his big save from Aaron Ramsey that kept City ahead and made the half-time team talk a little bit sweeter for Pep Guardiola. That's just another 3 points now. It's looking like a lot of teams are already out the title race. We are giving ourselves this cushion that could be absolutely vital when we slip up here and there, and that will happen. It's inevitable. It's just nice to see we're literally unstoppable at the moment. Anyway, guys, what did you make of the game? Let me know in the comments. Who was your man of the match? Drop a like in this video, because City have won and United have lost, and it's a very good weekend for the blue half of Manchester. Anyway, guys, see you next time.